When I released last week the Notre Dame Fire predicted by Nostradamus, several people said the video was meaningless because we failed to give out warnings before the fire. I agreed and felt very bad that we did not know enough to prevent the loss of life. But I think decoding Nostradamus's quatrains with an open mind would at least be a start in the right direction. If you have not checked out my prior Nostradamus decodings, you probably don't know about my revolutionary theory on decoding Nostradamus. I believe many quatrains are grouped together when he has more to share with us than just 4 lines. Based on that, I found many big clusters. Check the link in the description area. But this time I thought there may be more clues clustered with the 2 quatrains I found about the Nostradamus fire. But I could not decode any messages. But that changed on Easter Day, when 3 churches and 3 hotels were synchronized bombed in Sri Lanka. 290 people lost their lives. It is a horrible attack on innocent people on a holiday. But it is similar to all attacks, evil people killing innocent people. If we say Nostradamus predicted this attack, we can say Nostradamus predicted all attacks. And we can say many people predicted this attack, right? Actually, Nostradamus did predict this attack, and the warnings were given in the quatrain before with details given in the quatrain after. A week ago, our team found the quatrain before and pointed out that can be a warning on the Notre Dame Fire. In Century 4 Quatrain 67, quote, "The year that Saturn and Mars are equal fiery, the air very dry, parched, long meteor. Through secret fires a great place, blazing from burning heat. Little rain, warm wind, wars, incursions." We said this quatrain is about the Notre Dame Fire, and it warned about drought, several weather damages, wars, and incursions. At that time, I looked at the quatrain before and after, but I could not link Africa and Asia to the Notre Dame Fire, especially when the Rhine and Danube, Malta, and Lycurion were mentioned. But I realized the connection between Quatrain 67 and 68 and the Easter fire in Notre Dame and Easter bombing in Sri Lanka now. Quote, in Century 4 Quatrain 68, "The 2 greatest ones of Asia and of Africa, from the Rhine and lower Danube, they will be said to have come. Cries, tears at Malta and the Ligurian side." Let me first tell you why Quatrain 68 is about Sri Lanka. In the first line, Asia is mentioned. Book of Prophecy is about the Western world. Asia was mentioned only 7 times in the entire 942 quatrains. And please note the bombing happened at a prior Dutch colonial area. Dutch only had coastal areas of Sri Lanka, but all Easter bombing sites are informal Dutch colonies. And the second line mentioned Rhine, which ran through the Netherlands, the Dutch land. And the third line said, "They will be said to have come." Sri Lanka was a Dutch colony from 1640 till 1796. So Nostradamus said, "have come," as it further identified the warning is about a prior Dutch colony. But Sri Lanka is not the only Dutch colony in Asia. Indonesia is also one. But that's why the fourth line talked about Malta, which is an island south of the European continent, and Sri Lanka is an island south of the India subcontinent. And did you know Sri Lanka's other name? Teardrop Island. And the word tears was mentioned in line 4. Do you think that is enough clues linking this quatrain with the Sri Lanka Easter attack? Please remember that this one appeared right next to the Notre Dame Fire quatrain. We can't say if Africa is mentioned because another attack will soon happen in Africa. And we don't know if the greatest means Colombo is the greatest city in Asia to live in, at least before the bombing. I'm not sure why the lower Danube was mentioned. I searched and found the lower Danube is a region in Romania, and Denmark's richest man lost 3 of his children in the Sri Lanka bombing. He bought a lot of land in Romania, intending to preserve that for wildlife. Could that be another hint, or just coincidence? I really can't say. But if the warnings are really in clusters, we need to look at the next quatrain. In Century 4, Quatrain 69, quote, "The exiles will hold the great city, the citizens dead, murdered, and driven out. Those of Aquileia will promise Parma to show them the entry through the untracked places." I think this one hinted on the people behind the plots. The exiles whose crimes changed the peaceful cities in Sri Lanka. The citizens murdered while the tourists driven out. And I think we may soon find out they entered through the untracked places. Sorry that we did not decode this earlier, but I heard that warnings about the attacks were sent to the Sri Lanka police 10 days before the attack, but no one took it seriously. If we had decoded it before the attack, would anyone believe us? This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.